Candace in here? Okay, so this is from Andy and Liz, Candace's boutique. She's a leader in Norwex. You guys, this is like quite possible. I mean, I'm pretty much like you have me at tie-dye, because I was waiting for it to come back for like the last, I don't even know how long, but it is like the best fit. I need to like go on my story. It's like one of the most, it's like, oh God, it's perfect. It's amazing. I'm going to be wearing it every day. Andy and Liv's boutique. I posted it the other day. There's an app. It's way too easy to spend money there, but it's a good friend and really, really cool clothes. I got some other stuff too. I'll be sharing. Yay! I'm so glad. I didn't know if anybody was going to come hang out with me, you guys. I put the questions on the group when people are adding to the group, and there were a lot of amazing things that people put on there as far as like, what's your greatest, struggle? What do you worry about? But the biggest one, like almost everybody it seemed said, was recruiting. And there was a part of me that's like, I don't know. Am I allowed to talk about recruiting yet? Like, but yeah, I am. I'm allowed to do whatever I want, and that feels awesome. But I think that so if you don't know, there was a point when I was like in the top 5 recruiters in the US, and then also a year when I had the most team coordinator development. So like the first level of leadership development, like within my personal group. So I do know some things about recruiting and about recruiting people who are going to do an amazing job. And quite honestly, that's why I love this job, is because I love getting to help people be awesome. It's what makes me feel good. So I do think that I have some tips on recruiting. I know that I do. And I was up really late last night coming up with this training. So I wrote like a crazy person all over my notes, like if you can see. I also drew this little picture. So that's what goes on inside my head all the time. But no, I'm excited to share because I think that I'm going to be able to relay the way that I broke this all down in my head last night pretty well. And this is not business specific to any business whatsoever. The things that I'm going to talk about should be how you feel about your business no matter what. All right. So if you are in a company and a business, period, and you want people to buy the product, you obviously need to love that product, right? That should be number one. That product should be something that you love and want to share and know that everybody will benefit from and love as well. Okay. If that's not there, 2, the business. You have to love the business. If you want to recruit people into the business, you have to love that business, right? So, just like anything else, when we're talking and telling people how to share a product, whatever that product is, I often remind them, like, look, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. Neither am I. Like when people say that to me, I'm like, they're like, yeah, you can sell ice to, an Eskimo. And I'm like, I can't. Like I could like talk to an Eskimo and be like, dude, I chewed on this ice and it was really good. And he'd probably go try it because I was just being honest. So it's not about being a salesperson. It's about being an honest person who shares, information, who tells people where the good stuff is and is somebody that people can trust, all right? So it's not just recruiting. It's not just loving your product and then trying to get people to come in and sell it with you, all right? Recruiting is as much a part of the process as sharing your product and selling your product, all right? So again, I don't like to think of it as selling. You're sharing it, and the way that you should feel about your business opportunity should be exactly how you feel about your product, all right? You should feel like you have something that is going to change everyone's life. Like you have the answer to all of their financial issues, personal growth, like you have that. Hold on, let me yell at my children. Hey, I said to be quiet. If you do not, there will be trouble. Do you understand? Stop. I'm back. Mom voice activated. Okay. So when it comes to recruiting, like, I think that a lot of times what we do is we're like, yes, we love these products, and then somebody's like, what's it like to become a consultant? And we do one of two things. One, we switch into this like scarcity mindset where we're like, oh, I have to get them. Or two, we're like so overexcited that we give them way too much information and they kind of like freak out and don't really know what to do with it, you know? If you've ever been in that position where somebody texts you or messages you or whatever, even over the phone, says like, hey, can you tell me about the business? And you send like the longest message ever and then they don't respond. Like, that's overwhelming. And I only laugh at that because I did it. I absolutely did it many, many times. And there are systems for that. But what we're going to talk about today is mindset, all right? Because that is where this needs to start. So sharing your opportunity, recruiting, how you're looking at it and how you're thinking about it is absolutely everything. So I want you to consider, I don't remember which order I wanted to do these in. I'm going to go like this. Okay. So I want you to consider if you've got this job, your boss comes in and he says, look, you only have one day to find somebody to replace you. You need to do it today. That's what you need to get done. Okay. So immediate concerns, right? Your immediate concerns are like, oh shit, I don't have enough time. One. Two, I don't even know where to start. Like, who can do everything that I can do? Are they going to be able to, do the file? Wait a second. What all do they even need to know how to do? Like, it is all of these scary feelings and not knowing where to start, okay? As opposed to your boss comes in and he's like, hey, you have all day, but I need you to find somebody to replace you, okay? But you've got this incredible job. It's got amazing pay. You have these flexible hours. You get to go on vacations occasionally. You work around the coolest people, all of your best friends, right? You have been happy and obviously like very content from the time that you started that job. And your friends and your family and all the customers of this company, they've all seen that. They've seen like how glowing you are and stoked, okay? So now you need to find somebody to replace you. What does that look like? It changes, right? It's not the same as like, oh my God, I have to find somebody who needs to know how to do all this stuff. No, now it's like, who is special enough for me to offer this to? Because everybody's going to want it. Everybody's going to want this job. Like, I could offer it to 17 of my friends right now and they're all going to want it. Like, who do I offer this to? I don't know if that's making sense to anybody since I'm not seeing any comments, but it's that mindset, and you should be in that second realm when it comes to okay, good. You should be in that second realm when it comes to sharing your opportunity, all right? It should not be like, Jessica, Candace Hofer, oh my gosh, it's Andy and Liz. Andy and Liz Boutique. I probably still have it's so good. She's a consultant. She's amazing. I'll post about it later. I know it's perfect. It's like the perfect everything. I love it so much. So when I think that a lot of us go into trying to build a team and we're looking at our numbers. We're looking what we need in order to succeed. We're looking at what we have to do to make this month work. We're looking at what we need, what we have to do. And that's stressful because it's scary and we're putting a lot of limits on ourselves and a lot of like deadlines on ourselves. And I get that this is oversimplifying it, but it also isn't, okay? Because hopefully you really do feel this way about your business opportunity. You should feel amazing about it and you should be excited and you should know that everybody can do it, that all of that information is there. And if you don't have a quick way to offer the information about the opportunity, then you need to get one. I know personally that the businesses that I have worked with all have some form of quick opportunity breakdown, like an FAQ that you would find in some place that has like resources. Am I getting through to you? Utilize those so that you are able to continue a conversation with somebody that is based around how much fun and how much you love your job and your position, all right? So that you're not word vomiting all over people and scaring the crap out of them. Because that's a lot. When people feel like you're overly excited too, it can be misread as them feeling as though like you're gonna gain something out of it. And you know what? Obviously there's a part of us, because we know that growing a team is in any business is going to benefit us in a huge way. So we get excited about that, but we're also excited about it for them. And that's what you want to come through more than anything. All right. So I know it's the collagen. I know it's finally growing. I was thinking about getting extensions actually, and I'm like, oh, I should just see how it grows on its own. Think of it that way, and always remember that it's like you need to be knowing that you're giving somebody, that you have something so precious and so amazing that like they're just gonna love it, you know? Like obviously everybody deserves it, but like it's like, oh, I have this amazing job. Like, who can I offer it to? Who needs this first, you know? So switch that mindset. Now, back to the part where you have this like responsibility kind of, and what is going to help you in your recruiting is for people, if you're utilizing social media, which, you know, unfortunately you kind of gotta be, if people are watching you and seeing you on social media and otherwise, like, they're gonna notice how you're doing, you know? And that doesn't mean that you can't share, like, when you got pissed because your kids spilled. Well, let's see, what have my kids been doing? They've been taking all the yogurts and making popsicles by putting spoons in them and freezing them in my freezer that does not have enough space for popsicles. And they think it's like this genius idea. And there's yogurt all over everything in my freezer right now. Like everything. Anyways, side note. So my life is not a bowl of cherries, all right? But hopefully when people see what I'm up to, they see that I am happy, like I am loving my work, my job. Like you need to be showing people that you're loving your work and your job. Because when people see that from the beginning of you starting this position on, that you've just been loving it, like they're going to be interested in that. They absolutely will. So I want to give an example of being an incredible and charismatic salesperson and how that doesn't necessarily equate to sharing the business opportunity, okay? And I have to check my time. Okay, I only have 12 minutes, so I'll make it quick. Okay. So yesterday we had these girls, sometimes they're men, sometimes women, like whatever. I remember them coming by my mom's house when I was younger, you know, the traveling salespeople basically, right? And so it was cleaning solution. You guys are going to die. If you know me, you're going to die. So yesterday they came by and they were selling cleaning solution. And I was like, I don't need cleaning solution. I will not use your cleaning solution. I know, I don't need cleaning solution. My neighbors were all outside. They're laughing at me and I'm like, I don't want this. Please get away from me. But she gave me this beautiful spiel. And I mean, it was memorized, but she was adorable and she was so charismatic. And in the end, you know, she reminded me that I was, you know, really just supporting her. And I was like, I straight up was like, can I just give you money? Seriously, can I just give you money? And she was like, I don't. And so I bought 2 bottles of the most expensive cleaning solution because this girl, like, I loved her. I told her I would adopt her. Like, I loved her. I loved her tenacity. I loved her go-get-'em attitude. I loved how well she, like, did it all. I mean, there were parts of the presentation that I felt whatever, that's a whole other thing that I'll take up with like the Better Business Bureau. I didn't like that they were having her say things that she had to say, but she did an amazing job and I wanted to support her. And so I bought freaking cleaning solution. That's like, I'm seriously just going to write it off as a donation. I'm pretty sure I can do that, right? Anyways, they got picked up by a bus a little bit later. They were talking about like that she was with one other girl. They want to go to college. They live in Wisconsin. Like they're trying to get out. Like in no way, shape, or form did I want her job at all. Like I wanted to help her get out of her job, which was why I just wanted to give her money. And I thought she was wonderful. So that's a good salesperson, right? I don't even want your stuff. I love you and I want to support you. And that is one way. That is definitely one way. Like I can tell you 100%, a lot of people in different parties and stuff have bought things, not just from me, but from all of you, just because they liked you. That's what sales is, you know? They like you, they trust you, they want to support you. So, as opposed to another memory that came to me, and still traveling salespeople, this time a young girl, came to my mom's house selling the encyclopedias. Do you guys remember the people selling the encyclopedias? There's like a Friends episode that I love. They sell the encyclopedias. They're so freaking expensive. It's like $200 and something for one encyclopedia. They're actually very cool encyclopedias, but it's like you get to pick a letter. Like, which letter are you gonna pick? And so this girl comes in and she, it's all natural, Shauna. I actually threw them out. They're gone. They're in the garage. I'm not keeping them. I have not forgotten all my training. The encyclopedias. She's selling these encyclopedias and she's talking to us, and she's from Australia, and she is talking to us about the books themselves, but also so intriguing about her travels and everything that she's doing. And she just feels so blessed to be doing this. She looks amazing. She's so happy. Like she wishes she could stay longer, but she has to go back to university, all this stuff. Right. And so Roxanne, they're amazing. These kids are so good. So this girl, when she left the house, not only did we buy 3, but like if I could have signed up for that program, my mom and I were both like, this is what I'm going to do. Katie's going to go and do this for sure. 100%. Like I was sold on the business. My mom was sold on selling me into the business. But it was because it was real. Like she really was. And this program seemed neat. Like she sold us the program. And I don't think that she was actually trying to sell the program to us, but she did. Hold on one second. Georgia, you guys, go outside now and you are in trouble. So that's the difference between just selling a product and yourself maybe, and selling a business and a business model and something that people want to be a part of. And I know that those are 2 very remedial versions of what we are talking about, but you need to remember that even though you're running a party, and I know that you have no problem sharing your love of your products, right? But it's not just about the products. People are evaluating all aspects of it. Do they feel sorry for you because you're selling products or, cleaning products? Do you act like they should feel sorry? Do you say like, oh yeah, I don't know, I'm just selling cleaning products, or I'm just selling makeup, or, I'm just a stay-at-home mom who's doing this little side gig? Or do you take yourself seriously, and do you feel really excited and in love with the job that you're doing? Because when you do that, when you feel that, like people sense it and then they want a piece of it, right? They don't just buy something because they feel sorry for you. That's not the business that you want. And if you want to recruit people, then you need to start acting like what you are doing is important and that you love it, all right? And if you don't, then you need to find something that makes you feel that way. But 100% recruiting is going to be way more about your mindset, how you come off to people before the seed planting, before the conversations that you have, before the reach outs, before anything else. It's going to be about the way that they perceive how you feel about your job and your business. So take some time to think about it. Think about the way that you are, portraying that. And remember that people are watching. Again, your boss says you only have one day, or you have one whole day to give somebody your job, your amazing job. It's a whole lot different than like find somebody who can do everything that you do. All right, that's where I'm going to stop. I hope it was helpful. I hope it gave some value. I know that there's more to this, and I can talk more about systems and the other things that go into helping people recruit, especially in an online business. But the most important thing, absolutely the most important thing, is going to be, how people perceive how you feel about your job and your business. All right? Be proud of it. Be excited about it. Love it the same way you love your products. And people will recognize that, and they'll be interested. They're going to be interested. That doesn't mean you have to tell people how much money you make all the time or anything, but it's important that people understand too that like you are helping your family. You are working a job. You can call it a side gig if you want to, but you know what? I work from home. I work full-time from home, and I homeschool 3 kids, and I make all the meals, and I do all the other things, and I think that's pretty badass, and you should too, all right? All right. It was so fun to see so many of your names and tiny little heads pop up. I will be back. I'm happy to take requests for trainings, and thanks for checking it out.